What's going on, guys? Jesse from Sledaddicz here. So in this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different from our usual ride videos that you may be used to. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to give a brief summary of our trip here in New Brunswick, highlighting what New Brunswick is known for, and talking about the Christmas Mountains, which houses a number of new trails that have been established over the past few seasons. To start off, who best to tell you about New Brunswick and the unbelievable trail riding experience offered than Ross Answorth, recently retired General Manager of the New Brunswick Federation of Snowmobile Clubs.
Ross, so what's your history with New Brunswick and how did you get involved in snowmobiling up here?
Well, I got involved in snowmobiling with my dad way back in the 70s, and then as life moved on, so I grew up around snowmobiling. I got a phone call to join a snowmobile club and would have volunteer. And right at that point in my life, I was ready to do that. And my wife said, "How'd you make out?" When I come home, I said, "Well, I'm vice president." So anyway, that set me on a journey that I never expected. That was very much part of my life. The short and long of it, I began to volunteer for the New Brunswick Federation of Snowmobile Clubs some 27, 28 years ago, but really had the privilege of being their general manager for 24 years, and I just recently retired from that full-time position. So snowmobiling has been a big part of my personal life, and it became part of my professional life, and it's been a really cool ride.
That's awesome. And in your opinion, in terms of New Brunswick and how it compares, what would you say is something that, or a couple things that set New Brunswick apart from other places in Canada and the northern U.S.?
The very first thing always comes to mind is the length of season we have here. I mean, not everybody thinks of New Brunswick as being this northern place, but the reality is that we have parts of the province that have snow belts. And while lots of places say, "Oh, come here, you know, we have snow from December to the end of the March," the reality is not near that far. It's maybe the second week of January to the first week of March. Mm-hmm. But we have parts here, and we've just experienced it riding, that we can begin in December in lots of places and go to the second, third week April, and of course the interior in the Christmas Mountains, we can go to the end of April, and so it just makes it a really unique spot.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the other things too, and I don't always think of it right away, but all the lodges, all the neat and cool little places to stop that other places don't have. And the other thing is that the volunteers, the club system, have done a wonderful job of putting shelters in places. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, those shelters are well taken care of, and they're there for an emergency, and they have wood and things like that. So it does make it a little unique versus all the other provinces and states I've had the opportunity to ride in.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say like those lodges we stopped at yesterday, Island Lake Lodge, like places you don't really see every day, and it kind of just adds to that sledding experience because these are like little sledding paradises.
Yeah, they're they're kind of in the snowmobile lore, like other people don't even know about it. You know, you talk about Serpentine or Moose Valley or Island Lake or the new lodge at Mount Carlton Provincial Park. I mean, that's
stunning.
That's stunning. But these other places, you know, are all privately run, and they're so much a part of the snowmobile experience and so much a part of the system, and they've all learned to work with the snowmobile clubs and the volunteers, and it just makes for a wonderful visiting experience over and above the fun of riding.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess the other question I had for you in terms of the Christmas Mountains, I know it's a newer area of riding here in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about how that came to be and what makes the Christmas Mountains special.
The Christmas Mountains was this crazy idea that we came up with. Gosh, it must be coming close to 15 years ago, well over 10. In my career, I had the great privilege of meeting people who did my job right across Canada and the USA. Mm-hmm. And I was down to the Black Hills of South Dakota many years ago. And Shannon, who runs the program there, and another fellow who set it up, Kim, are still good friends of mine. And basically what they did was they took the highest point in the state and they put groomers at the top of it, okay? Mm-hmm. And they groomed a different way. They groomed out from a hub so that they had this huge efficiency. So the Christmas Mountains in New Brunswick, and here's one of the things I am just so proud of. When I was talking about Christmas Mountains 10 years ago, everybody was looking at me like, "What are you talking about? Did you make that up?" There's a portion of New Brunswick through the Appalachian Mountains that were actually named after reindeer.
Wow.
And there's great big forestry roads through there, okay? So it's not like the mountain you're going to see when you go to British Columbia or Wyoming, where you come around the corner and go, oh crap, there it is, okay?
Yeah.
You're already on top of them. And that elevation holds the snow from late November to early May, okay? Big wide forestry roads, so easy to maintain. We had Mount Carlton Provincial Park in the middle.
Yeah.
It took pressure off the volunteers and clubs.
Absolutely.
And it's just, and there's enough services on the edges, okay? I believe there needs to be more, and I believe there will be more, okay?
Yeah.
But there's enough services on the edges that you can access it, whether you're coming from Bathurst, or whether you're coming from Plaster Rock, or whether you're coming from the Doketown, Boys Town area, or, you know, you can access it. It's just... And the other thing it does, besides the grooming of these big wide forestry roads, is there's a ton of roads, and it's all on Crown land for all the off-trail riding. And that's been an issue, and it shouldn't be an issue. Everybody should be able to enjoy themselves, but now people can ride off-trail with no
Worry of upsetting
no
a landowner.
worry, okay? And it doesn't take away the trail. We're not into the private landowner issues or land access issues. Yeah. And this was all part of the bigger vision. So the Christmas Mountains is very special in that way, because it's going to separate New Brunswick as having a very unique area, a long riding season, on trail, off trail, add everything in that was already here, and it's special. It's special.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, even going through yesterday and seeing some of those areas where those trails are, like, there's an abundance of snow there, like significantly more snow as you climb up that.
Yeah, I mean, here we are the third week of March, and most places would die to have this much snow at the peak of winter.
Yeah,
right.
There's a lot of snow.
Right, there's a lot of snow,
yeah.
And of course because of the higher elevation in the interior of the province, it'll hold and hold and hold and hold. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Ross, and hope you guys enjoyed that. And thanks for riding with us.
Great riding with you, and thank you for all the questions.
My pleasure.
So there you have it. New Brunswick is truly a unique place to ride, and a destination for any snowmobiler eager for a new riding experience. From the tight and twisty trails, which are common coming out of the major cities like Edmundston or Bathurst, to the fast and wide logging roads as you head into the northern rural part of the province, there really is a wide array of riding opportunities. And for me, I like signage, and I've never seen better trail signage than here in New Brunswick. Every single intersection is marked well, with signboards showing which trail goes which direction, the exact distance to the nearest towns, and the distance to gas and shelter in whichever direction you choose to head. And don't even get me started on the Christmas Mountains. All I can say is wow. As you start heading towards Mount Carlton Park, which is considered the base of the Christmas Mountains, the powder keeps on building, and the wide variety of logging roads allows you to enjoy both on and off trail riding. I want to give a special mention to the Quality Inn and Grey Rock Casino Complex here in Edmundston, New Brunswick. We stayed here both the night before our trip began and the night our trip ended before heading home. From the excellent accommodations to the delicious food at the Valley View restaurant and the individualized and heated sled garages, this hotel is an ideal place to stage out of when riding to the Christmas Mountains. Now that you know a little bit about Northern New Brunswick and what the riding experience is like here, let's head to the trail for the day-by-day riding content you have come to expect from us. Good morning, everyone. We're just leaving Edmundston, New Brunswick from the Quality Inn. As you can see, the trail right out of the hotel is freshly groomed. Nice way to start off a day, as usual. And yeah, we're going to be making our way to Bathurst today, as I mentioned. Yeah, so we're going to take 19 East, and that's going to take us basically all the way to Mount Carlton Provincial Park, where we're going to stop for fuel. And that's basically our lunch stop, but there is no lunch today, so it'll be snacks. And Ross is awesome. We had dinner with him last night. He already told us so much about the area that I find fascinating, and how the similarities are between some of the New Brunswick Federation, the snowmobile clubs, and the OFSC and the FCMQ, things that are similar, things that are different, and it's just interesting to learn. So it's pretty cool. Here is that hill in the distance right in front of us. That's Maine, that's the US. Right now we're about 6 kilometers. Yeah, we're about 6 kilometers from turning onto Trail 19 off of Trail 12 that we're on now. And just before that, there's going to be a Shell gas station on the right side of the street, and we're gonna fill some gas, and then from there it's basically directly to Mount Carlton Provincial Park. Look at this, that's super cool. Wow, look at the length of this tunnel. Goes under the highway. Very, very cool. There's the groomer. Now that's a big gas tank. We all just filled up some liters, and we're gonna go like 500 meters up the trail here. That'll take us to the lodge. Just had an awesome lunch at the Mont Carleton Provincial Park. The lodge in there is beautiful. I'll throw some pictures up here, but they don't actually have, the restaurant isn't open on Tuesdays, so we brought our own snacks. So we went in there, sat down, warmed up, and ate our own food. But awesome place. And now we're just going to continue on our way to Bathurst, really Trail 19 with a stop, and we're going to take a detour on the Prancer Trail, which is one of the Christmas Mountain trails, and then really right into Bathurst. Okay, so we're breaking trail here on the Prancer Trail. Look at the powder. Oh yeah, this is awesome. What an awesome place. Just stopped for a little break here at the Island Lake Lodge. And now we're gonna power through another 75K into Bathurst to the Atlantic Coast, where we're staying tonight. The Atlantic Coast Bridge, now that's cool. And the sun's just starting to come down. Perfect time to pull in. And welcome to the Atlantic Coast. And it was freshly groomed right out of here. Nice. Okay guys, well, that was a 355 kilometer day. We had an awesome time. We're gonna go inside, get in the shower and get ready for dinner. But we will see you on the trails bright and early. Okay, day 2, here we come. Just getting ready to leave the Atlantic Coast. Awesome place we stayed at last night. Great dinner, great breakfast, great accommodations. They're very snowmobiler oriented. There was a snowmobiler Hall of Fame that we saw walking down the hallway. And here's Ross over here in the orange and blue jacket, just chatting with the boys, and then we'll be heading out, and he's heading to Quebec to go continue riding. Look at this logging road, wow. Unreal. Where you can really let her go, let her loose, while staying in control, of course, but there isn't a speed limit in New Brunswick. One thing I'll say about this area, about New Brunswick, which is awesome, is look at these signboards. Just exactly all the kilometer markers, exactly where each trail is, how far to the shelter, how far to the gas station, and the same thing over here. It's just awesome. Shows you exactly where you want to go. And that's what signage is for. Nice quick stop here at Rogers Lake and Lodge. Super awesome place. We went inside for a bit. Beautiful in there, just wooden cabin. We met the owners. Again, super friendly. Everyone up here is just really friendly, asking how the trails are, how we're enjoying our time, if we want to come in and warm up. And now we're just gonna chug along down the trail, down the 23 trail for a bit. And then I believe when the 23 meets the 58, that's going to be Serpentine Lodge, where we're going to stop for a bite. Gotta love the wide sweeping trails. It is a whole different world. Yeah. Oh man.
Crazy.
Yep.
Have these conditions this time of year.
Yeah, it's rare that you get this type of snow at the middle of March, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo.
Yep.
Cool.
It's like you're riding on another planet.
It is another planet.
I wish
Yeah.
I was from this planet.
Why?
I wish I was from this planet.
I wish I was from this planet too. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to take North Pole to Vixen, and Vixen takes us back out to the 23.
Right on.
It's just beautiful in here. You can go wherever you want. Right now I'm in the powder, and then I'm back on the trail. And then I'm in the powder again, and then back on the trail, whatever you want. That's what's nice about the Christmas Mountains areas. In other areas, you got to be careful. You don't want to piss off landowners on private property. But here, it's all crowned. Enjoy. It's one of the new 100s.
Thank you.
That's where we're going.
Awesome.
Serpentine Lodge.
back in full swing.
Nice bite to eat. Everyone in the lineup for gas at Serpentine. Can't beat that view over there. Dan's having some fun in the powder. Wilson's Camp. Take a look at this place. Just stunning. And we got our bedrooms downstairs. We just met the owner. He's in the midst of making us dinner. And we're just getting all our stuff and bringing it inside. Hey, Dan.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Oh, great. Just giving our friends on YouTube a tour of this place.
That was the ride of my life today, buddy.
It was.
That was one of the best rides ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
It was warm. The trails were flat. They were wide. And you could play in the powder, and it was like hero snow. Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, so we got this one room here with the 3 bunk beds and the queen. And then this massive room here with a queen, full living room, table, washroom, sink. Just a stunning place. Time for food. Good morning, guys. Well, it's day 3 of our trip here in Northern New Brunswick. We had an awesome stay last night here at Wilson's Hunting Camps. And now we're gonna run down the road here, down to the rail line. And then hop on that rail line and start heading out. We're gonna go a little east today and then north and back to the 58 trail. So we're gonna be back at Serpentine Lodge for lunch. And then after that, we're gonna hit some of the Christmas Mountain trails, a couple more of them that we haven't gone to yet. And then around and down into Plaster Rock where we're staying tonight. We're back on the nice 2 groomer width wide section of the 58 trail. And that's gonna go all the way up to Serpentine. Trail is just mint. Absolutely mint. So last night at Wilson's was probably our favorite night. Speaking from the group, our favorite night of the trip. That place is just awesome. It feels super homey. The owners are awesome. They're super friendly, came up, spoke to us. We were chatting for like an hour last night. The steak dinner was just absolutely delicious. And breakfast this morning was unreal. And the accommodations are really nice. Beautiful rustic wooden cabin or wooden lodge. But the service was 5 stars. So I really can't say enough good things about Wilson Sporting Camp. And if you're in the area and you want to stay somewhere on the Miramichi River, definitely consider Wilson's. I would, to be honest with you, I wouldn't stay anywhere else. So another great lunch at Serpentine Lodge. Hi, Butch.
Can't see it, but it's right here.
Hi, buddy.
No, I can't see it. Or it's just so full that you can't see it. I'm still above that.
Hi, Butch. There's the beautiful signboards we've come to love here in New Brunswick. Yeah, so Mont Carlton Park would be that way, and Cupid and Comet, which is exactly where we're going. So I'm running down the trail here, and then I look to my left, and I'm like, holy crap. This is cool. Comet was nice. Now we're coming up to the junction with Cupid. It's a little bit foggy all of a sudden. There we go. So now we're at the Cupid Trail, and then we'll take that. That will get us to Candy Cane, and then from Candy Cane, that will take us back to the 23. It's just another logging road, but there's a ton of snow, like way more than anywhere else. And that's what we've noticed with the Christmas Mountains, is you just get a longer duration. Cupid. Christmas. It looks like Christmas outside, guys. How cool is that? It was really clear a second ago, and now it's white. The whole area is just white. So Not only do we have great views, we have a shelter in the middle of the mountains. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't get over that. That is crazy. Oh my God, so many deer. More deer. We're on the 23 trail, just 60 kilometers or so north of Plaster Rock, and we just saw about 15 deer on the trail. Every corner we made, there was another 4 deer, and then they hear the sled, and then once they see us, they run into the bush. Just stopped for our final stop of the day with a quick photo shoot. Look how nice and neatly they were lined up there. The crazy view in the distance. And now we got about 21 kilometers right back into Plaster Rock. And we've arrived at the Settlers Inn. Okay guys, well, we're gonna go in, have some dinner, and we'll see you guys on the trail tomorrow for day 4. Well, good morning guys. It's day 4. We're just checking out of the Settlers Motel in Plaster Rock. Nice place, very decent motel, clean rooms, basic necessities, really all you need. And we got dinner last night, takeout from the Italian place in town, Little Peppino's. Great pizza and stuff. Had a few beverages to end off the night last night in the room. Sleds right up front, and now we're going to be driving about 5-10 minutes down the trail and getting on for breakfast at Haley's. How was breakfast, Dawn?
It was good. It was awesome.
Yeah. Good big hearty breakfast, and then
Breakfast, good to go.
yeah, up to Mount Carlton we go. Sleds are all sitting on the snowbank waiting for us. Just heading out of Plaster's Rock here on Trail 44 down the power line. In about 10 kilometers, we're going to be turning onto the 23 trail and going up the same way we came down yesterday. And then taking a quick stop for fuel at Mount Carlton Lodge, where we had lunch and fuel the first day. And then from there, we're going up towards Moose Valley. But look how much snow there is here. Like, in town, it's pretty bare. As soon as you get out of town, like, we're not even 3 kilometers out of town, and there is an abundance of snow. We're in Chalet Restaguchi. Just had an awesome lunch. Dan, how was yours?
The best pulled pork I've had in a long time here.
Oh man, it was so good. Look at this place, just awesome. Sleds on the roof here, super cool. And now we're gonna head out and off we go to Moose Valley. The gas pump here is busy. Busy. Yeah, so the trail's right here, and I'm on a non-groomed section that's sanctioned off trail. I've never in my life snowmobiled in 8 degrees. It's a cool experience, especially when you have such an abundance of snow. Welcome to Moose Valley, guys. We have arrived. A lot of sleds in here. Time to go in and have a snack. Moose Valley Lodge. Look at this place. It looks awesome. This is what you don't see in Ontario, guys. Nice wide white highways to end off our trip. We've got about 38 kilometers left to get back to the Grey Rock Casino and the Quality Inn in Edmundston, where we started. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's a swing bridge. Last 1.5 kilometer ride of the trip. Oh man, I hate this feeling at the end of the trip, but that's life, right? You just got to enjoy it in the moment, which we did. God, we did. We had so much fun. Riding with Ross was awesome. All the guys we were riding with this trip have just been fantastic, and we've really made memories that will last a lifetime. So I hope the point of this video and what I want you guys to take from it is, if you are interested in traveling somewhere to go ride and you want to experience something new, New Brunswick, and more specifically the Christmas Mountains, they start early, they end late, and they have awesome trails, so definitely check them out. Like right now we're in town, which is always the worst sections, and the trail's still holding together. We haven't ridden dirt at all, so that's pretty nice. Anyways guys, thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
If you like that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Sledaddicz YouTube channel, where we release content on everything snowmobiling, Also, hit that bell icon so you can be updated every time we release new videos.